Today, it is by far the most difficult challenge I ever had. And that's because I'm going to be eating 100 dishes in 48 hours. There are many different countries I could have done this challenge. But for my very first one, I chose Spain. I'll be hitting two different cities. One is San Sebastian and the other one, Bilbao. First thing on my list is beef, so let's begin. So we're finally able to get the meat. This place is packed, everybody. There's so many people in here, it's insane. This one right here is chuleta. They put a nice crust only on both sides, good amount of flaky salt, and underneath it, they have that beautiful French fries. That's rare. That's not medium rare, that's medium raw. I think it will benefit more if you cook it a little bit longer, but that's how they like it here. There's nothing wrong eating raw meat. It's just that you will have a better experience and a better overall flavor if you cook it a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. But it's good. Here we got octopus and fish. They fry the whole skewer together. Wow, it is so delicious. It's hard to describe. The octopus, super soft. The fish, very flaky, but it's deep fried, so it has a little bit of crunch every time you take a bite. The sauce that they had there is just mayo, and it's literally dunked in olive oil. This is amazing. Pan-seared codfish with a very special piquillo sauce. Ooh, let's try. The sauce is super creamy. The fish is very delicate. It's not strong. It's not overpoweringly salty. The sauce is so good that I can drink it. Oh, that is amazing. Here we have the beef cheeks. Ooh, it is so tender. That is a bite of heaven right there. Cheers. Wow, I can eat 10 of those. It's beef, it's fatty, it's savory. The mashed potatoes is delicious. Super creamy. There's no lump on those mashed potatoes. The gravy underneath it, mixed together with the mashed potatoes and the beef, is just perfect. So this one we got crab mixed with salmon. It smells incredible, man. It just smells so good. And even though you guys might think that I'm a beef lover, I'm also a fish lover. Exactly what you would think it would taste like. It is imitation crab, not real crab. Even though it's imitation crab, it tastes fresh. It tastes very fresh. That's good. Now, in Spain, everything that you are seeing, they call it either pinchos or tapas. I had no idea what tapas was until I got to Spain. To my surprise, it can literally be anything. Even a sandwich like this can be tapas, which, by the way, it was amazing. My guide told me that initially tapas was created to cover the wine. Imagine you have a glass of wine and you want to cover it from flies. So they put a piece of bread on top. But as time evolved, they kept putting little things on top of that bread. They started with ham and cheese first, and it now evolves to what it is today. And thankfully, I got to eat many of them, which were great and delicious. But after chowing down all of these, this one, you really gotta check it out. So this is called huevas. Oh my goodness, what did I get myself into here? Oh, that one is hard to swallow. You know what it is? It's a texture thing. When you take a bite, it feels like you're eating sand. Nope. So this is a chuleta croqueta, basically a steak croqueta. Cheers. Surprisingly, not one of my favorite things because since you mix it with the bechamel sauce, you barely taste the beef. Okay, so this one is sirloin. They also put that pepper on the top. It is so tender that I don't think that's sirloin. I think that's actually filet mignon. That's how tender it is. There's no silver skin, so it's a perfect bite. Eat this one rare, just the way they make it. It was perfect. Since I no longer have a guide, I have no idea what this is, but obviously we got some mushroom and we got a little bit of jamon iberico on the top and some type of cream in the middle, but I have no idea. We're gonna try it right now and let you know. It's cream cheese, mushroom, cream cheese, olive oil, fried onions on top. It tastes amazing. So this one here, we have a little controversial ingredient, which is foie gras. If you guys don't know, it's duck liver, obviously with a little bit of bread, a little sauce on the top. That's amazing. Extremely creamy, a little sweet, and the bread has the crunchiness. I mean, I understand a lot of people don't like foie gras, but it's really good. So this one, we have a sea urchin over here, and I'm not quite sure what's in the middle, but we're gonna find out together. Let's try it. Oh, it's not fishy at all. Wait, it is fishy, but it's not. I think I know what it is. It's sea urchin mixed with crab. And then it has a little bit of cream on the top, which I think it's some type of cheese.
Oh, wow.
This one is amazing. So we got a ragu right here. Oh, I thought it was gonna be super tender. Not that tender. Cheers. When I was taking it apart, it was not tender, but it is super, super tender when you're biting it. Potatoes could use a little bit more cook time, but surprisingly, the flavor is very, very mild for a stew. Now, after that dish, I kept going, everybody. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but literally, I've been jumping from shop to shop. Most of the shops serve very similar things. So jumping from one to the other on the video just makes it more entertaining for you. At the same time, me and my team chose the most entertaining ones to give more airtime, like this one. Here we have pig ears. I'm just hoping that it's gonna be tender. Oh wow, that is delicious. It is fatty, it is porky. Where I thought that was gonna be a sauce, it's not sauce at all. It's actually rendered fat. So this one here is a lamb pincho. There is absolutely no marinade, no seasoning. It is straight up heat and salt. And I'll tell you one thing, there's nothing wrong with that. Here we have the chistorra, which is a local sausage they have here. It's strong, but it's not that strong. Super oily and super fatty. Fantastic with a beer. I'm just missing that. Let's go get one. So this one here, we got artichoke, salmon, obviously a French baguette. Now I've learned from my previous guide, if you want to try a lot of things, you should not eat the bread. So I'm gonna try not to eat the bread. I try not to eat the bread, I failed. That is an explosion in your mouth as soon as you take a bite. Nicely cured salmon. It has honey mustard on the top, that's what that is. And the artichoke. The bread is just there, remember, to cover the wine. Oh, wow. The beer is sweet. It tastes like beer and Sprite, and it's delicious. I've never had a beer like that in my life. It's funny because most beers that you drink is normally bitter. I would love to know how you like your beer, if you like it sweet or bitter, because that one was quite delicious. But as you can see, there's one thing that I did not do, and that is to stop, because this challenge had to keep going. Tapas after tapas kept coming, one more interesting than the other. And when you pair it up with a nice drink, come on now. It feels like your stomach is asking for more. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the most interesting thing for me was that this next one did not have any bread at all. Okay, so it is a poached egg, and it looks like they have Ramon in the top. Little Ramon Serrano. Let's give it a try. Cheers. Oh my God, why is this so good? Immediately you taste the eggs. The little bits of the jamon stay behind as soon as you eat the egg. And the cream that they make, that's white cream. It's like custardy. I don't know how to describe it. That one is really, really good. Here we have Ramon, which is ham, goat cheese, and an interesting paste here. Guga making a mess like always. Cheers. A little sweet, a little savory. That goat cheese really comes through when you're tasting it. That was delicious. Wow. So this one is made out of cheese. We have no idea what kind of cheese, but that's the good part of this thing here today. We're about to find out some new flavors. Okay, I'm gonna try with the bread. Cheers. Oh, so this one is black pudding with cheese. I hate black pudding, but I love this. It tastes so good. The combination of flavors is just perfect. So here we have rabo de toro, which is oxtail. It is encased in a pepper. I can tell that it's braised for hours. It's fatty, it's beef. The bell pepper that is around it just complements the flavor. It's amazing. Everywhere there's bell peppers here, but not everywhere there's beef, and beef is king. So this is more like a homemade version of the tortilla española. You cannot go wrong with the classic. Potato, eggs. Here's the thing though, it is wet, it's not dry. So they keep a little bit of those yolk kind of runny in there. And I think they fry the potatoes in olive oil or something, because you can taste those potatoes. That is amazing. So a little bit controversial on this one. It's like a creme brulee made out of foie gras. Super creamy, a little bit of that caramelized sugar on top. It is amazing, okay? It is savory, sweet, the amount of creaminess. It's like a savory creme brulee. That's how I can describe this thing. You guys can see we have people behind the camera that wants to try it too. But unfortunately, this one, we're gonna order another one for them. So we got walnut, balsamic vinegar. It's already winning for me. And here we have some cream cheese. I believe it's cream cheese or goat cheese. We got the local music going. You cannot eat this and be in a bad mood. Tastes great. And because it has balsamic vinegar, it's amazing. Talking about that incredible music that is playing, that people here love to dance. Check it out what they were doing on the park. That is the beauty of the Spanish people. They love their culture and their food. Dish after dish that I kept trying, I've never even seen before. Some had toppings that were quite similar to us here in the US, but the way that they combine with other things is just amazing. And there's one thing that I was certain on. They serve you tapas so cheap there is literally because they want you to drink some more. Huge thanks to my wife for coming along and filming me with this challenge. Because you know what they say, everybody, happy wife, happy life. Oh, I have the wife drinking a little bit of wine, everybody. She's gonna be real happy right now. Yes, that's all they get to see, just the finger. So this one we have the pimenton, which is red bell peppers with some mushrooms, olives. Wow, you really taste the pimentos on this one here. Mushrooms not so much, the olives not so much, is 100% a pimento taste. The bread, super crunchy. It almost feels like it's an oat bread, even though it's not. It's like a crunchy bread. We got goat cheese, some dried tomatoes, pistachio, and more goat cheese. Let's give it a go. Cheers. The goat cheese is very strong. You don't taste anything else but the goat cheese. I like goat cheese. I promise you, I like it. I know you don't believe me, everybody, but I enjoy that one. Let's just say that one needs a more mature taste. And so were many other dishes that followed along right after that one. But I gotta be honest with you, as I'm trying all of these dishes, there is one dish that you must see, which is extremely famous there in Spain. So here we have the Basque cheesecake. As you guys know, I'm not a big fan of sweets, but I'm excited to try it. Oh, wow. That is amazing, and I don't like sweets. It's very light, super creamy. And the fact that there's nothing crunchy is surprising to me. I'm gonna say it, that's way better than the Cheesecake Factory. Here we have a mystery meat skewer. We all have no idea what it is. We're gonna taste it and let you know. It's chicken breast, everybody. It's good. But if you come in here, you see so many other options. You're gonna eat chicken breast? I mean, it's good, but it's a chicken breast, man. Would you agree with me? So many options are out there and you're gonna eat chicken? Am I crazy, everybody? Fresh ingredients, delicious and unlimited options. Would you ever even try the chicken? Come on now. Let me know in the comments down below if you would even try it. So this one right here is currently under competition to see which pincho is best. It is cod. It has some flaky things on the top, which I think there are zucchini chips and some sauce. Let's try it. That is amazing. Combining the sweetness of the jam together with the crispiness of the zucchini chip, and also that codfish is actually sous vide. I can tell you that right now. It is a perfect bite. So here we have a risotto. The very first one of this trip, we have the rice underneath it. They put crispy onions on top. And here we have some Parmesan. It's gonna be a good bite. It's cold outside. The fact that this is warm and it has a very buttery, richy flavor of mushrooms. And when you combine the crispiness of the onion and the saltiness of the Parmesan cheese and the warmth that is coming through this dish, it's amazing. So I have a feeling that this is cheese. Let me see if I'm right. Oh yes. And then here we have that wonderful pepino peppers that they serve you all the time here. Wow. That's gonna be an amazing bite. It tastes like a pizza without the crust. What you see on top is oregano with olive oil, and obviously 100% melted mozzarella cheese. Wow. Here we have beef cheeks. Now it should be super tender. You can literally cut it with a spoon. Mashed potatoes underneath it with a little beef gravy on the top. Oh. I burned every single piece of my mouth. I had beef cheeks before. It was done completely different than this one. The one that I had previously was better. This one still very, very nice. But I'm very sad that I just burned my mouth. Cheers. Let me know in the comments down below immediately, everybody, what is the best remedy if you burn your mouth? I mean, I'm just saying, for me at least, washing it down with a cold one, it's good. But honestly, after I burned my mouth, dish after dish kept coming, and they did not impress me that much. Some were great, but others no. However, this one right here will impress most people. The final dish. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, extremely soft brie cheese. I believe this is some type of jam. I think this is gonna be a sweet bite, but I can be wrong. Let's see. It has been a good journey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Final bite. We finish it off with a bang, baby. It is sweet. It is tomato jam, believe it or not. The brie is nice and crispy. It's delicious. Guys, this has been an incredible journey. I am very, very full. Let me know in the comments down below. Where are you from? What country should I do this next? I want to say a huge thank you from the people from Spain. They're being so kind to me, so warming. The dishes I had here were amazing. Some of them were not my cup of tea, but 99% of them, they were delicious. If you have the opportunity to come here, you will not be disappointed. It is one of the most popular foodie destinations in the world for a reason. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe because my final bite is here. See you guys in the next one. Take care. Today we're here with my good friend Brad, and we're gonna go out to the best, the worst, the ugly Cuban sandwiches to find out which one is better at different prices. Are you ready, Brad?
I was born ready.
So enough talking, let's do it. First stop, the Cuban guys. A little bit less expensive. Let's see if it's good.
I'm hungry.
Early in the morning, 9 a.m. Cuban sandwich for breakfast. Let's go. We have the classic Cuban sandwich. Some pork, a little bit of ham, Swiss cheese. Usually they use Swiss cheese. You gotta have the pickle, but most importantly, the bread.
It's all about the bread.
Cheers, everybody. Classic Cuban sandwich time. Gotta have it if you're in Miami.
I think it's great. Yeah, I love a good fresh sandwich. It's just pickles and mustard, ham, pork. Can't go wrong. Good bread. That's what it's all about.
You know, that sandwich is okay. It's like fast food. It's nothing like, oh my God, I'll go out of my way to eat that sandwich.
Well, according to the history board in there, this is like a working class sandwich. And in that term, I think this probably nailed it.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing craft about it. Like, they didn't put in much effort, but you know, if I was really hungover, that's all I had, I'd be all right.
It's fast food. It's okay. But now I'm gonna take Brad to eat some croquetas. You come to Miami, you have to eat croquetas. Islas Canarias is the next stop. Let's go. Croqueta, everybody.
Oh, isn't it good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I would order more now. Traditionally, you're supposed to do it like this. You got a little salty cracker, and you make a sandwich. You put this right in the middle, and then you go like that, and then you make a sandwich, and then you enjoy it. I don't like it because it's kind of dry, so I'll leave the salties behind, and I just eat this. All right, next up, we're gonna go to the most popular Cuban place there is in Miami. It's called Versailles. It's in every single movie that they make, so apparently it has to be good, right, Brad?
We'll find out. You know, sometimes tourist traps can be just for show, not the true Miami, but you know, that's what today's all about.
It's classic for a reason, right?
I think this pork is really works. Yeah. Like it's like you can see by the bite it just got it was mostly the pork. It's kind of gray looking, kind of dry. So I think when I get in the middle, get some more cheese and pickle in there, we'll be all right.
Yeah, they actually have a lot of cheese. It's very, very cheesy, mine at least. That was Versailles. I'm quite surprised that I ate the whole thing. What do you think, Kat?
I think the bread here was a lot better than the last place, but the pork was a little on the dry side.
I must have been real hungry, everybody, because I finished the whole thing. I was starving, I gotta be honest.
Definitely not a bad sandwich.
That's the reason why it's the most popular one in Miami. Right now we're heading to Sandwich, which is going to be our last pit stop for the day. But before that, I want to take Brad and Nick to Hometown Barbecue for them to give it a try. I've never been there as well. Don't know if it's good, but we're gonna find out. It's glistening. And let's see if tender it is. Ooh, it's tender. I'm pleasantly surprised. What do you think, Brad?
I thought it was good. The brisket was tender. Could have used a little more smoke and a little more salt and pep. They're getting the cook right though, that's most important. Sausage was good, cheesy, all around. Solid plate.
The queso though, wow.
The brisket queso was fantastic.
That was pretty much my favorite thing that I ate there. Pastrami pork belly, surprisingly delicious, even though it looked like it was a little bit crispy, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it looked a little on the burnt side, but it had great flavor.
That was the barbecue, great stop. I'm getting a little bit full, but we got the last restaurant to go to, and it's called Sandwich, and supposedly it's one of the best, even mentioned on the Michelin guide.
I don't think I've ever had anything that's been recognized by Michelin guide before, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Number one, baby.
I would come here on a regular basis if I lived in Miami.
It was tasty. The bread is nice and fluffy. The amount of meat was good to me. The ratio was perfect. And it was extremely soft because they chopped everything up, unlike the other ones. I gotta say, this one was definitely my favorite. Brad, which one's the number one?
Number one is Sandwich here.
Number two?
The Cuban guy.
Oh, wow, impressive.
I don't know if it was just the one I got at Versailles, but you know, the mustard and pickles were pretty much non-existent. The pork was really dry. I don't know. It just didn't do it for me.
They're all okay, but the sandwich definitely, at least to me, tasted better. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tour of Miami Cuban restaurants. Cuban sandwiches, not restaurant. If you did enjoy it, hit the thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Thanks ZBiotics for sponsoring this video. On today's video, we are going to be reacting to the master of barbecue, Franklin himself. And I got the perfect guy here, Jeremy, to judge with me. Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Oh, this is gonna be good, everybody. If you guys are not familiar with Franklin Barbecue or Franklin himself,
I've called him Barbecue Jesus before because everybody who's into barbecue knows who he is. And if it wouldn't have been for Franklin being popular, I probably wouldn't be in barbecue today. So we'll see how it stands the test of time.
And this is what they call a packer cut brisket. This is what you'll get at the grocery store. Still, this is the flat, this is the point, lean part, fatty part.
that's funny that he says that you get in a grocery store. He's in Texas, everybody. It is almost impossible to find something like that here in Miami. How about you? Where you at?
You can find it sometimes at a grocery store, but if you do, they're almost always select or a really horrible quality.
You put so much love and passion on a brisket, and it's such a long cook. If you're gonna cook it, cook the best one you can find.
And briskets are a lot easier to trim up if they're cold. If you let them warm up too much, if you let it sit out on the counter, then the fat will get real hard to cut through.
You agree with that statement?
100%.
This part right here, this is the decal that goes underneath right in here. So I'm gonna kind of cut this down.
A brisket is so uneven.
Yeah.
You do everything you can in trimming to make it as even as possible. So you don't have one part of the brisket that's this thick and another part that's this thick.
This is where the heat's gonna be coming from on the cooker. So you definitely wanna leave plenty of fat there to kind of protect it.
Is he tossing everything?
I think it's going to be repurposed for sausage or to make tallow or something like that. But with the volume of beef that they go through cooking 100 plus briskets a day, they're going to have to find purpose for everything that they trim off, because otherwise they're throwing away thousands of dollars every single day.
I agree 100%. We never throw it away because there's always something else to do.
There's a huge layer of fat that goes through there. And if you flip it over, it'll manifest itself right here. And we definitely don't want that, because there's no way that's gonna turn out good.
I use that for burgers. I grind that up and it's totally okay, to me at least.
That, we don't want to carve any more into this brisket than that. It's kind of aerodynamic. It's enough where the smoke will come.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that way of trimming.
Okay, so there's this phenomenon in barbecue where if Aaron Franklin said a thing one time, it becomes gospel truth, right? Because he really popularized barbecue for a lot of the people who are in the hobby now. And he said aerodynamic. I think what he means is you don't want small pieces jutting out that are going to burn. You want to reduce the surface area so that it stays as juicy as possible.
The other thing is there's a lot of silver skin on the bottom of this. If I was only doing 1 or 2 briskets, I definitely would trim this. If I was doing a competition, I would also vary. very much trim this.
All the fat on the underside, unless it's really thick, like you could grab it with your hands, I don't even mess with it. Because on offset cookers, there's so much airflow that's going to render out. It's actually going to protect the meat side. I don't even bother with it.
A lot of briskets, if you'll look right here, it's got a huge gash in there. That came from the processing plant where this thing came from.
Don't you hate when that happens?
It's the worst, because a lot of times those gashes you can't see in the package.
It's the worst.
It's so annoying.
This thing's trimmed up. We got about a 1/4 inch of fat all the way across. It's looking good. That's trimmed out. It's shaped real nicely. I think we're ready to put some rub on it. A lot of people have really complex rubs. A lot of people put chili powder, cumin, paprika, all kinds of stuff. The way we roll here in Central Texas, it's half salt and half pepper.
Is that true, Jeremy?
Most places in Central Texas, in my experience, they'll say, oh, we do salt and pepper. You should understand that to mean, oh, we're using a seasoned salt and black pepper. That's how I interpret it, unless I'm told specifically otherwise. And nobody's obligated to give up their secrets.
I agree, 100%. They should guard it completely, and there's nothing wrong of not telling it. But when we taste it, at least me,
It's about their skill and the method that they
100%.
use, and paying attention to those small details that sets them apart from, you know, Joe Blow who's just cooking a brisket for the 3rd time.
You want to keep this thing moving. The granules of the salt are a lot heavier than the pepper, so the salt's going to settle to the bottom. So you want to kind of keep it going.
do you do that, Jeremy? Do you mix the salt and pepper together? Because I feel like I never get it right and it always sinks to the bottom. So I like to put it individually.
I used to do that, but when you're doing a huge volume, I'm gonna have big shaker bottles. I'm gonna fill them about 1/3 of the way up with black pepper, 1/3 of the way with salt, and then have room to shake it, season the whole thing. Then on the fat side, I add a little bit of seasoned salt.
A lot of people put a whole lot of rub on a brisket. In my opinion, that it's better to go a little conservative on how much rub. You really want the flavor of the meat to shine through. You know, this is barbecue. You can put a lot of rub on something, cook in the oven, and get whatever flavor you want, but it's salt and pepper. It's super simple. I feel pretty strongly about that.
With barbecue rubs, I think people tend to overdo it, and so what you can get is kind of almost a sandy texture when it's done, and I'm not a fan of that at all. I want the seasoning to be integrated into the bark. It's almost like it sinks into the fat on the top, and then each bite is like this smoky, juicy goodness that you like.
I think the biggest mistake people make across the board is just putting too much rub on this stuff. I don't want it to be cakey, and I don't want it to be overpowering when it's finished. So that right there, in my opinion, is a perfectly rubbed brisket.
One thing I want to say is that if it hadn't been for this video and videos like it, I would have been doing competition style barbecue at home probably forever. What he was doing was showing people how Central Texas barbecue restaurants cook food. And so for that, I'll be forever grateful, because I started trying to mimic this and kind of discovered the style of barbecue that I most like.
I'm 100% with you, because before I cooked my first brisket, I watched this video 1,000 times. Even though it was going to be sous vide.
Cooker's hot. I'm going to put it on. So I'm putting the brisket on right now. We got a firebox on this side.
How you like that smoker?
He's not using that at the restaurant, but that is an old country Pecos, and I had a similar smoker, but look at the size of that brisket on there. That thing is humongous. It's the size of the smoker, man.
Yeah. There it goes. It goes to tell you, everybody, you don't need something expensive in order to make something great. That's why most of the time I use a Weber.
Knowledge is far more valuable than equipment.
There you go. Couldn't have said any better.
So the fire is going to come up here. It's going to go across here, underneath, on top, swirl around, do all kinds of stuff, and go out the smokestack. I'm going to put a water pan in here. And that's going to keep a lot of moisture in the cooking chamber. It's going to help it not burn quite so easily.
First time I smoked a brisket, I also used that. Do you still use that today?
No. So in the configuration that it's in right there, you actually don't want to do it that way, because it forces those hot gases underneath the water pan and you burn the meat side of your brisket. But because it's the meat side, it's the underside, you can't see it. And so it's not until you pull it off to wrap it, you see, oh, the entire bottom is black and burned. No! Ask me how I know that happens.
We learn from our mistakes. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
A good rule of thumb to go by for how long a brisket's going to cook is generally about 1 hour to 1 hour and 15 minutes per pound. For this brisket, I always kind of calculate about 12 hours. If I'm going to serve it at 5 p.m., I'm going to start it at 5 o'clock a.m.
If it's going to take 12 hours to cook, you're going to want to start it way before 12 hours, because you're going to want to let it rest. You're not going to want to take a brisket off the smoker at 200 degrees and slice it immediately.
No.
Because all the juice is going to run out. It's going to begin to oxidize.
Are you a believer of a longer rest time makes it better or shorter?
100% a longer rest. When I started resting briskets for 8, 12 hours, my briskets improved. And from that point on, long rests are the only way.
Long rest. Is there a limit?
A good rule of thumb, instead of 12 hours before you want to serve it, cook it 24 hours before, and then have 12 hours of cooking, about 12 hours of resting, and you're going to be happy.
Yep, Franklin Barbecue is the god of barbecue. But before moving forward, let me thank today's sponsor, ZBiotics. One of the main reasons I barely drink is because I hate the feeling the very next morning. But ZBiotics is here to help. The first time I tried it, I went to one of those fancy pairing dinners where they pair a different glass of wine with each entree. It was 8 courses. I drank a bottle of ZBiotics before, and I was really impressed how good I felt the next day. ZBiotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to help you feel better the morning after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. ZBiotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make ZBiotics your first drink of the night, drink responsibly, and you'll feel your best tomorrow. This year, I want to form more sustainable, better drinking and fitness habits. This is not an all or nothing approach. ZBiotics allows me to enjoy nights out in moderation while working towards my goals. Go to zbiotics.com/Guga or scan the QR code on screen right now to get 15% off your first order when you use Guga at checkout. You can also sign up for a subscription using my code so you can stay prepared no matter the time or occasion. ZBiotics is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/Guga and use the code Guga at checkout for 15% off. Thank you, ZBiotics, for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get right back to it.
There's a little term people throw around. It's called, if you're looking, you ain't cooking. And that's very much true. If the lid's open, you're losing heat, you're losing smoke. It's gonna take a certain amount of time to recover that heat. And that really gets people in trouble a lot of times when they're getting impatient and meat's not cooking on time, dinner's about to get served, people are showing up to the house and it's just not ready yet. You keep on checking it, you keep on checking it. But the truth is, you're just shooting yourself in the foot.
Is that true?
It's true, and there's a wrinkle where it is important to take a look to make sure you're not burning anything. But one thing he's saying that's very true is when you open the lid, not only are you not cooking the brisket further, you're actually going backwards. So if you have a lid open for 10 minutes, it takes you 20 minutes just to get back where you were before you opened the lid.
Wow.
So it's very important.
The biggest key to having a good brisket or a good rack of ribs or a good chicken or a good anything you're cooking on a barbecue is fire management. I guarantee that if you keep a good steady temperature, it's gonna cook way faster and more consistently across the board.
If somebody were to be your friend and is gonna cook, which one would you recommend?
I usually recommend pellet cookers for most people.
I agree. It's just so much more convenient. Set it and forget it, babe. Come back later and you're ready, you're good to go.
There's a lot of different ways to retain moisture in a brisket or anything else you're cooking. One way that I really like is to have a water pan in there. I always keep a water pan unless the humidity is really high, and sometimes it gets like that here in Texas. But elsewhere, it may not. Always keep a water pan. Other ways are spritzing, mopping.
Are you a believer of spritzing?
If the cook is going properly the way I want, no need to spritz. But, oh no, it got a little hot, that's starting to get a little crispy, I'm gonna have to spray that exposed meat. You know, I just let it get away from me a little bit. But if the cook is perfect, just let it do its thing.
So to wrap or not to wrap, I really try not to wrap, but sometimes you just have to.
I like to take the bark of my brisket a little crunchier than I actually want it, and then I wrap it up, usually with butcher paper and tallow, and then soften it back up to just the right level.
Yeah, when it becomes crunchy and it's nice, and I always think it's a little bit too crunchy, but then when you wrap it, it becomes soft again.
So you could either burn a really clean fire and not wrap it, you could use butcher paper, or you could use foil. Here in Texas, using foil is called a Texas crutch. I don't like to use it, but it's gonna retain a lot of moisture in there. It's gonna steam itself, and you could really cook a lot faster.
I love it because of that. You can cook it a lot faster, everybody. After you're outside for 6 hours, 8 hours, you go like, God, can we just be done with it? Guilty, right?
We've been there, yeah.
That's why I like it.
Also, the time that you decide to wrap is gonna have a lot to do with how your fire's burning. A lot of times I won't wrap at all. I could finish off a whole brisket in 12, 13 hours and not wrap it once until it's finished. But this one, for this episode, we're gonna wrap it. It's looking just about right.
Couple things. First of all, I don't think that's the same brisket. I would bet a lot of money that that brisket has been swapped out. I think that brisket that went on was humongous. This one is small.
It's not the same brisket, Jeremy. It's not the same brisket.
I don't think so.
Normally what I do, I put my paper like that, kind of wrap it up, cup that around the point, put that paper folded along the, whatever the actual angle of the flat is, roll it over once, tighten it up, Roll over a second time.
Are you a believer that tighter is better?
Yeah, I think if you wrap it loosely, you have a lot of exposed surface area, and that paper wicks out moisture like a candle wick, pulls it out, and then you have a lot of evaporative cooling, and it slows down the cook process.
Hasn't been wrapped a real long time. I kind of flop it down. Yes, you may wonder, this brisket would be really hot, and it's true. I don't really have any nerve endings in my hands anymore.
One thing that is true is like the real OG Texas pit masters, they check for doneness by feeling the meat side of the brisket. So Joe checks briskets that way. I'm like, I don't know what kind of witchcraft that is. Give me a thermometer and I'm gonna be poking and prying.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I can tell. And then you know how they say like medium rare?
Rare's here, opposite the palm, at the top. Medium is there, and well done is at the top of your wrist.
That doesn't work for me either.
We're gonna let it rest for about an hour, or at least until it's cool enough where you can get your hand under there comfortably and it doesn't burn too badly. I like to cut it, and I kind of hold it, and you never want to scrape off the fat or the bark. We work really, really hard to render fat, and we work really, really hard to keep a good bark, and I don't want to cut it off. It's the best part. And this, when you're cutting these, it's the end cut, but you can always tell that's what a brisket should look like. Should have a smoke ring like that.
What you see there and those muscle fibers separating, it's a little over. It happens. We've all done it. We've all been there. But I remember seeing this and thinking, oh, that's the pinnacle of food. What I wouldn't give to have a bite of that brisket.
You see? We've learned a lot through the years, huh?
So that's a really good looking slice. It should look moist too. It shouldn't be tough. When you're looking for a brisket, it shouldn't fall under its own weight, but you should be able to pull it delicately.
I remember watching that and I was like, man, that's the Bible, you know?
Yeah, because before I got into barbecue, I'd never had any meat that did that, of any kind.
Right.
And so I thought, oh, if someday, if I
One
can
day.
do that once, I will have arrived.
Keeping it all held together so it'll stay moist and won't oxidize on the edge of the slices. This is the fatty half, the point. You're gonna turn it 90 degrees, and I'm gonna cut right down the middle. And this,
No. Don't do that. Start at one end of the point and move over to the other end, and you'll have even slices. Your life will be so much easier.
Pro tip.
and in a perfect world, if you wanted to get crazy, you could do burn-ins. And this is where the burn-ins would come from, right there.
If you had to choose, which piece would you eat?
The piece he's got in his left hand right now. I was looking at him like, I want to get some of
I
that.
want to eat that one, not the slice. Forget the slice.
I'm not hungry, but my mouth is watering looking at that right now.
This is the best part of the whole cow, right here.
I disagree. Not the whole cow. Maybe the brisket.
Okay, what's the best part of the cow?
Picanha. 100%. If you put a brisket next to me and you put a picanha, come on, Jeremy, which one is better?
Don't take the brisket.
Oh.
I think it's time to eat. Getting really, really hungry. It's been a while. Maybe a couple little burn-ins in there. Yar.
I've been to his restaurant, and at the restaurant, it looks 10 times better than that, and it is phenomenal, everybody. What do you think, Jeremy?
When I've been there, everything looks glistening and juicy, and it just makes you think like this is going to be the juiciest, most tender meat you've ever eaten, and it looks dark. The bark is basically black. And for me, my idea in my head of what a brisket should be is the brisket at Franklin Barbecue, because I had it and it was the best I'd ever had.
I agree. That's why he's the king of barbecue. Is that a fair statement?
I think so.
Yeah. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys go check out Jeremy. Everything will be on the link in the description down below. Let us know if you guys agree with us or disagree. I'm sure some people will disagree.
For sure.
Go some barbecue, everybody. Go have some. It's pretty good.
Agreed.
See you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Today we're going to be doing a full tour of everything that I use, the equipment that I use, but most importantly, what everything looks like behind the scenes so that you guys can check it out. As you already know, this is a new channel. I'm going to be putting a lot of things, including shorts, podcasts, barbecue review, sous vide machine review, food review, restaurant review, and basically anything you want to watch, just let us know. We're going to make it happen on this channel. So basically what I'm trying to tell you, everything goes. This is the area where I film all of the Guga Foods video. Right here, we sit down with Angel, all of the guests to eat every single time. Funny story, we have a big problem with this table sometimes. It's just not big enough. I want to have more guests because behind the camera, there's always more people that you guys don't see and they want to eat, you know what I mean? Moving along here, I do have a lot of grills. I am fortunate enough that a lot of companies send it to me to try it out. But if you ask me, Guga, which grill is the one that you use the most, it will be this one right here. I would love to do a full review why I specifically like this one. Let me know if you guys want to see it and give you all the good, the bad, and the ugly about this kettle. Another one that I use quite often will be the smoker right here. Every single time you see a Guga Foods video or a sous vide video, I use the smoker quite a bit as well. And obviously, I cannot go inside without talking about my flamethrower. I use this thing every single day, everybody. The wonderful thing about it is that it's nice, quick, fast. If you don't pay attention, it just falls down on the ground, you know what I mean?
Twice.
Wow. I also have a pizza oven right here, which we use quite often. Here I got all of my editors, but most importantly, the one that makes the magic happens, you know? Now right here, if you've been watching the channel from the beginning, I actually used to make videos on this kitchen right here. No longer do, and I'm gonna show you the studio inside, but we have the cameras ready to go at all times. This is something everyone loves. Right now, we don't have a lot of experiments going on, but it's the dry ager. Moving on to this section here, this is the sous vide section for my sous vide channel. Right now, I only have 2 circulators. Usually this is full of circulators. I have different size containers that I need to use for depending on what it is that I'm cooking. Here's where it all began, honestly. In the beginning of Guga Foods channel, I used to do videos right here. We only use it for cleaning. All right, moving on. This is the studio. This is where I film 90% of everything that goes on to the channel. I like to put the knives. A lot of people say like, oh, why do you have so many knives? Because knives are good. I love knives. I am a knife collector after all. This is my prep table. This is where I prep everything. This is the background for all of my channels. My knives are available to me at all times. I also use quite a bit of tongs as well. And right here next to it, I have my vacuum sealer. I use this thing every single day. Moving on, something everybody likes to see, the freezers. Everything completely categorized. Only skirt steaks right here on the top. Over here, only ribeye steaks and all the other cuts that I actually need. I mean, I literally have the entire cow in this freezer. And if I want something really, really fresh, all I gotta do is call up my meat dealer and say, Emilio, I need this right now. This one right here is all of my Wagyu meat. It's probably the most expensive thing in this entire house. We got one more freezer, believe it or not. Yeah, we got a lot of meat, man. This is my pork and fish freezer. Check it out. We got pork belly, we got roast, some salmon, and I don't know what this is doing over here. Huh, why is that in there? But that is the full tour, everybody, of the entire studio. Let me know in the comments down below what you would like to see on this channel here. We will definitely do it for you. Stay tuned for more interviews, side dishes that you have been asking me for such a long time to make specific videos for side dishes, and much more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Thanks Dow Strong for sponsoring this video. On today's video, we are celebrating 50 million subscribers. Yep, you heard that right. 50 million. When I was in Japan, I had the time of my life. Eating amazing food, and some of the stuff that I ate there is just to die for. But not only that, seeing some incredible things that you only see in movies, and much, much more. But I also made an awesome friend, and his name is Bayashi. We became great friends, and he mentioned to me that he has never been in the US, and he never ate a barbecue brisket. So I told him, for your 50 million subscriber special, allow me to cook you a brisket in my house. But not only that, let me cook you a feast you're never gonna forget. We did cook a brisket, and he made a video about it. Let's just say that brisket was a little sus. But when you're in my house as my guest, expect to eat incredible food, and I'll tell you one thing, there's nothing sus about it. I also invited some friends to join this awesome feast. And to my surprise, they will also be making something quite special. But enough talking, let me show you how this 50 million subscriber feast went down. And everything starts off with the biggest piece of meat. That would be a whole hog. This one is about 35 pounds, and it was marinated with soy sauce, 5-spice, salt, and pepper. Now the key here is to put everything together, and that's because we're going to be using a very special grill. As you can see, the most important thing here is to secure to this rack. Using these wires to ensure that it's not going to fall is a must. At the same time, this can be quite challenging, as we want it as tight as possible, and that means using any tools necessary. As the next thing to do is to go ahead and apply a little bit of oil, and onto the grill it goes so that it can roast nice and easy. And to understand a little bit better how this grill works, here's my good friend Waxine. Tell me a little bit about this grill, Waxine.
El asador que usamos lo diseñé yo.
He said that he actually built this grill in his backyard.
How do you cook on it? How does it work?
So it works with charcoal and wood. First he puts some charcoal in there to light up the wood, then it catches fire, and in the terms of the pig that we're going to be cooking today, that's how we're going to do it. We're going to roast it for 6 hours.
Now to light it up, he first started with a good amount of charcoal, then spread out the coals and immediately throw in some wood for smoking. The goal is not only to achieve heat, but also flavor through smoke. And the important thing is to roast it nice and slow. However, we have a lot of people in the house today, and if you come to Guga's house, make sure you come hungry because you're gonna leave happy. The next thing to get it done was some short ribs. These were quite simple. All you gotta do is to season it well with salt and pepper. But not only that, there's also a tomahawk roast. First, add a little bit of oil so the seasoning will stick, and be generous with a good amount of salt and black pepper. Next thing to do is to go ahead and set everything on the grill and let it roast nice and easy. After about 1 hour, we started getting a good color on them already. The key here is to be mindful of the internal temperature, which for the tomahawk roast is 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Remember that they are cooking hot and fast, especially the short ribs. Unlike smoked American short ribs, these are completely different. Usually barbecue beef ribs take anywhere between 8 hours to 12. These are literally done within 2 hours. So yeah, they're gonna taste completely different, and the texture will also be quite different. Because when I took a slice, take a look. It is as juicy as it gets. My good friend Bayashi just went to heaven on them, and so did Chef Hero. Next, it was time for me and Max to give it a try. Cheers! Very different than American barbecue, would you say?
Oh, completely different. It is just an explosion of juice in there.
Yeah.
Slowly roasting, like it's touching fire versus just touching smoke. The color on the backside of those short ribs, like you can never achieve that with American barbecue.
But by the looks, Bayashi really enjoyed this one. This man was hiding under a tree and chowing everything down. To my surprise, so was Chef Hero. And right at this time, I told them, hold on 1 second. We still got the tomahawk roast, and it was now time to give it a try. Nice and tender. Very juicy.
Perfection.
This is appetizer number 2. And we still have the main course. Yep, that tomahawk roast was absolutely delicious. And right about this time, Chef Hero had a wonderful thought. He wanted to make one of the craziest thing I've ever seen with seafood. And here's how he did it. He started first by removing all of the bones from the salmon. I'm talking about everything. Once done, it was completely boneless. The next step was to make some cuts just like this. He did the same exact thing to both sides. Then he lightly seasoned it with wasabi and stuffed the whole thing with sushi rice. Now this is totally insane. It is the biggest sushi I've ever seen in my life. To finish it up, all he did was to go ahead and crispen up the skin with a torch, slice them all in huge sushi-sized bites, because in the end, the only thing left to do is to go ahead and give it a try. I've never seen a sushi this big in my life.
I don't think anybody has.
How do we eat this? We were told to put gloves on because things are about to get messy. Please, teach us, Chef Hiro. We don't know. That's the biggest sushi I've ever seen in my life.
That is crazy.
After this wonderful, impressive appetizers, the only thing left to do now was to go ahead and finish up the hog. So now I say, it is enough talking, and it is time to enjoy this incredible feast. So let's do it.
Cheers. 간파이. 오이시. 거리거리들 뭘. 와우. Very good.
Summer is here, everybody, and what do we do on summer? We barbecue. And ever since I can remember, I have been using Dow Strong. Thank you for sponsoring today's video. And honestly, just hold up a second because I want to show you my favorite barbecue items. This is the GS Mini X. I mean, take a look. It's kind of cute, isn't it? Don't let this cuteness fool you. It is the perfect size as it's not heavy, and it just feels so nicely in the hand. Next up, the SBS Pitmaster knife. I mean, take a look at this. It's something quite unique. Right here, we got a bottle opener, everybody. Here is a barbecue fork to flip your steak or maybe just get some appetizers in your mouth. And of course, it's also a nice sharp blade. I like this one. Now, if you want to look like a badass pitmaster on your next barbecue, I mean, check out this apron, everybody. It has a bottle holder pocket for all your refreshments, insane amount of storage for sprays or rubs, and a built-in bottle opener. But now, let me show you one of my favorite barbecue tools. I mean, take a look at this, everybody. When you see this, you already know you're an automatic badass. And featuring the display, it's like a trophy on your kitchen, everybody. Come on now. But don't those are my favorite barbecue items. Make sure you guys go check out Dow Strong on the link on the description. Let them know that Guga sent you. Thank you, Dow Strong, for sponsoring this video. But now let's get right back to it. They seem to like it quite a bit, Max.
Could not understand a word they said, but I could tell they liked it. So I'm very excited.
Let's see. The way it's supposed to be, everybody.
Just imagine a pork potato chip, and that's exactly what you have. It's like super light, but just super crunchy.
Couldn't have said any better.
Flavor is ridiculous.
It's almost like Peking duck, the texture.
Yes.
So super thin, but at the same time, extremely juicy and fatty. If you ever had Peking duck, you know what I'm talking about.
It's not as dense as some like other variations of pork. It's just very light and just, you said it perfectly.
Yeah.
It is Peking duck, but pork.
Absolutely delicious. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. The information of everybody will be on the link on the description. Make sure you check them out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. On today's video, I'm gonna take you to an insane Hong Kong food exploration. I've tried everything I could get my hands on. Some were good, some were interesting, and others just extremely epic. Enough talking because there's a lot of things to go over. So let's go. And we're gonna start with the most important meal of the day, breakfast. So in the United States, we have eggs, ham, bacon, but I'm here for the scrambled eggs because they say it's the best scrambled eggs in Hong Kong. I'm excited. Let's try it. So the idea here is that the food comes really, really quickly within 30 seconds, and it's true. My wife already got hers. That was pretty much not even 30 seconds. That was instantaneously. And it has arrived, everybody. All right, wow, that was pretty quick. We also have a sandwich. When you take a look at this egg sandwich, it is very simple. But let me tell you something. When you taste it, it's in a whole different story. Let's give it a go right now. Oh yeah, that's good. You all right, son? Huh?
Very good.
10 out of 10 will highly recommend.
10 out of 10.
Oh, it's good, man. Wow, it's like the egg is perfectly cooked, not overcooked whatsoever. Not a lot of salt, but for good reason. It's so good. I had to order another one, everybody. That's how good it is. My son just devoured the whole thing. I understand why it's so popular. It's so good. So I'll be honest, everybody. When I was coming in, I wasn't expecting much. I didn't think it was going to be that fantastic. That thing is delicious. It's just a regular egg sandwich, but it's just a nice, delicious egg sandwich. I think the secret is that they use a tremendous amount of butter on their eggs. Butter, that is the secret ingredient that they are using. Since this egg sandwich is very cheap, they are putting a ridiculous amount of butter in there, everybody. That's why it's extremely creamy and delicious. And the bread does help too. But if you ask me to compare this egg sandwich versus the one that I had in Japan, it's not even close. Japan is way better. But the next one is much better in Hong Kong. Another thing we must have here in Hong Kong is pan-fried buns. They call it pan-fried buns, but I'm gonna tell you right now, everybody, that is soup dumpling, just done in a different way. But boy, is it good. Apparently they pan fry it and it's very similar to soup dumpling. One of the things she told me is that I gotta be real careful because it's piping hot and you can easily burn your mouth. That's the last thing we want. Okay, I'm gonna open this thing up. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. Very, very juicy. So I guess we'll go like that. Ooh, it has a yeasty taste because of the actual bun. That's a 10 out of 10. We'll highly recommend. Slightly sweet, extremely hot. You gotta be real careful, everybody. Ooh, burn my hand. So good. If you've never experienced these before, they are delicious. And the reason it's so juicy is because they gelatinize the broth and mix it with the meat. And when it's cooked, it heats up and the broth becomes from a solid to a liquid. That's why it's so juicy. It is delicious, everybody. And if you've never had dumpling soup before, you don't know what you're missing. Now the next, if you are gonna go to Hong Kong, it's a must-have. When you're in Hong Kong, there's one thing you must have, and that is roasted pork. I was told that I was also going to be able to cook it myself and get the full experience to try this beautiful crispy pork. It's right here. Let's get in, give it a go. So we're gonna head back in the alley over here because that's where the magic happens. So I'm getting a master class here on how to roast the pig, everybody. It is very different than what I'm used to. This is a very cool experience. So right now the pig is fully cooked and all we're really trying to do is get a nice crispy skin. So he'll scrub it with the oil right now and then we'll roast it. It's pretty hot in here, but I'm not gonna lie. Wow, now we're getting there. We're getting somewhere. Oh, this is the big boy. Check out the size of this one. Wow. So rotate right here. Okay. I love how the skin, it gets immediately crispy. Oh, it's very heavy. Wow. Not only is it heavy, you must keep a good counterweight in order to keep balance. If not, everything is just gonna fall right on top of the coals. And the key of getting a crispy skin on that pork is to keep moving it. If you hold it still, it will burn. At the same time, he was spreading some fat on top of the skin. You're basically trying to fry the skin and get it to puff up, making it extremely crispy. I know the meat's gonna be very good, but I wanna try the skin. It's so light and crispy. It's not like regular chicharrone that we have in the US. Oh, that's good. Nice and crispy, very light, super crunchy. Wow, wow. This pork is different than any other pork I've ever had in my life. The skin is paper thin. It's not actually crispy, it's crackly. Here in the United States, for example, it's quite different. The skin is actually crispy, and when you take individual bites, it's a soft, nice crunch. That was good. But if there's one thing you must have in Hong Kong, is this next one. One of the things I really wanted to try here in Hong Kong is pot clay rice. My good friend Uncle Roger has made one. I actually got the opportunity to try it, and it was phenomenal, everybody. But when you get it at the source, it's supposed to be better. We're gonna find out right now.
Clay pot rice. We're in Yau Ma Tei. Close to here used to be a pier, and farmers and fishermen, they usually eat lunch in the field or on their boats. They would bring a pot and then a burner, and they would cook everything, rice and then toppings. So that's why there's restaurants that started like this that serve clay pot rice. It's raw rice in a clay pot, and then they put whatever choice of topping that you want, and then the meats and the flavors of the toppings will permeate throughout into the rice. So it's really delicious, and it's an individual sized hot meal.
It arrived, so it's super hot, right?
Super hot. We're gonna put in some soy sauce.
Oh, wow.
And then we're gonna close it, wait 30 seconds, and then we can eat.
Why do you close it?
Oh, the soy sauce will actually go onto the bottom and dry up the rest of the remaining water to make more crispy rice.
When I saw the chicken underneath it, I was a little bit thrown off, I'm not gonna lie. There is no color on that chicken whatsoever. It seems like the chicken is pretty much boiled, which is the traditional version. But the magic happens on the soy sauce. That is what makes it really good. Ooh.
So we'll just fluff it up, and then it's ready to serve. All right, let's see how the rice crispy is.
Oh, crispy. Oh, the bottom is everything. Here we go. Oh yeah, you can tell that that chicken is organic. Very mild flavor. Nice crispy rice, super soft and tender chicken, delicious. So that was a very interesting experience, everybody. I don't know if this makes any sense what I'm about to say, because I don't know how to describe it properly. It's very chickeny. It's not even close than the one that Uncle Roger made for me, because that one was a lot more savory. Yep, shout out to my brother Uncle Roger, because your pot clay rice was phenomenal. Now there's one thing people will always tell you have to try whenever you go to Hong Kong, and that will be an egg tart. Next up, we're gonna try some egg tart. It is very popular. I'm not a real sweet guy, as you guys might already know, but if it's popular, I'm willing to give it a try, let you guys know if this thing is good or bad. I'm excited though. Hong Kong so far, awesome place. That's the famous egg tart from Hong Kong. Check out the crust. Ooh, crust is quite crumbly. Oh, very slightly sweet, not too sweet, very crumbly. Oh, that's good. That's real good. I totally understand why it is so popular. That egg tart is very light, very buttery, and surprisingly, it's not very sweet. They do put sugar, but not too much sugar. Let's see what else we can find. So the previous place had egg tart, but this is actually the most famous one, and it looks quite unique. Check it out. What is this?
It's the Bakehouse sourdough egg tart. So it's not like the Cantonese style, but it's kind of like a mix between the Portuguese one and the Cantonese style, and then they combined it together.
Which one is better, this one or the previous one? She don't want to say it, everybody.
It's different. This isn't Cantonese style.
Well, let's try it. Completely different experience. I'm sorry, but this one is so much better.
Did you just say so much better?
This one is so much better, Virginia. This one is so good, everybody. Wow. Sorry, this one, I gotta be real. Gotta be real. Yep, Virginia did not like it, but I gotta be honest with you guys. That second one was a lot better than the previous one. It might not be the original version, but I enjoyed that one quite a bit more because the next one just threw me off. The next one's so bad, and you can smell it from a mile away. I've never smelled stinky tofu in my life. It's my first time, and it's pretty stinky, everybody. Oh my God. Oof. That smell, everybody, went deeply inside, and I'm shocked on how stinky that is. Well, the name suits itself, stinky tofu. You cannot pay me to try that one, everybody. Absolutely a no-no. So this is the famous pineapple bun. I have to try it. They put a whole chunk of butter in there, everybody. A whole chunk of butter. Oh, that's a lot better than I expected. I didn't think it was gonna be great, I'll be honest. I thought it was just like, it's just bread. But no, it's good. Fluffy, sweet.
Save some for the rest of us.
Oh, it's good. It's good. One more bite?
No, save some for the rest of us.
Okay, no more bite. Family gotta eat. Wow, it's very good.
Oh my God, it's not that good, bro. Let me try.
My son was desperate to try. The interesting thing about this pineapple bun is the crust on the top. It's very brittle, sugary, and the bread itself is almost like brioche, very buttery. On top of that, they put a big chunk of butter inside for you. That was probably one of the highlights that I'll never forget. It's a must try because the next one is very popular, but it didn't call my attention too much. One of the most haves in Hong Kong, everybody. Wow.
Yeah, egg waffles.
Egg waffles. This one is chocolate. Let's try it. Crispy, sweet, delicious. Wow, that's good. This one has no chocolate inside. This one is crispier. That one's a lot better. I like this one more. This market has all sort of stuffs, even little tiny groupers. Every kind of seafood, you can find it here, everybody. They have everything. Snappers, groupers, wow. But they're small, and I guess they buy them young. That right there is a hog snapper, one of my favorite fishes to eat. Yep, they have a lot of fishes on this market. But it was getting late, and if there's one thing I really wanted to try is the next one. So now it's dinner time, everybody. We're gonna be going to an insane place where this guy is literally a legend. He cooks on a wok. Like, he's the master of all woks. I've never seen anything like it. Look at that. So charismatic. That's what I'm talking about. What a beast. Absolute beast. We're gonna try his food. To say that I'm excited is an understatement, everybody. Just watch the master at work. The beef and potato, everybody. A lot of flavor. A lot of flavor. This one they put salt, Virginia. Maggi sauce. Oh, that's so good. So right at this point, I've noticed one thing on all of the dishes is that there's not a lot of seasoning. It's much less than what we have here in the United States. Normally when I season my food, I put a good amount of salt to make sure that I can fill it to enhance the flavor. Over there in Hong Kong, there was very little salt. But on this place, they make sure to season it properly. But I'll tell you one thing, that meat and potato and the pineapple bun, so good. This is the sweet and sour pork.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing. Wow. Short rib and potatoes. Wow. This is very good. That is amazing. Everything is good. Everything is amazing. Noodles are good. A lot of MSG, a lot of deliciousness, a lot of perfection. That guy should be protected at all costs, everybody. He's amazing. And also, he's very pleasant to be around. He's smiling, having a good time. You can tell he likes what he does. Protect that guy at all costs. After so many different things, eating in Hong Kong, that one right there, everybody, took the icing on the cake. I mean, I've had some incredible food here, but that just took everything to a whole nother level. That guy is a legend, and the food shows. Do yourself a favor, if you're in Hong Kong, come here. But that is my experience in Hong Kong. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. Make sure to check out Virginia. Thank you for an incredible experience. It was awesome. All of her information will be on the link on the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. What's up, everybody? Today I'm here with my good friend Joshua Wiseman.
I don't know what's about to happen. All I know is there's a computer screen here and I got headphones in, so.
We are going to be reacting to a $2 steaks from Asmongold. I hope it's going to be good. Give me your professional culinary experience over here.
Okay, all the years of suffering I'm gonna put into this. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Today, I'm going to show you all how I cook a steak. I know how to cook one meal, a steak.
Not a good sign.
Not at all.
Now, I would say that steak is the most important meal of the day.
The most important meal maybe of the month or a week, but every day? You eat steak
always,
every day?
If I did, I probably would be happier.
Usually whenever I get up around 2 to 3 p.m.
He looks like somebody who would get up at 3 p.m. Is he a gamer?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, this is either the life of a 12-year-old boy or a streamer, one of the two.
It's about, looks like a little past 1 a.m. And so this is prime steak time.
Is that the prime steak time, everybody, to cook at 1 a.m.? What do you think, Josh?
Any steak you're getting at 1 a.m. is not coming from a good place.
Now, I don't like to get the good steaks. Now, the reason for that is not because I don't like the good steaks. It's because I don't want to like the good steaks.
So you don't like the good steaks because you're afraid that you're going to like the good steaks?
I can just tell that this guy likes to make himself feel emotional pain.
This is a meal I usually make for myself multiple times a week.
Multiple times a week.
$7 for 4 steaks here.
If it's $8, it's got to be a cut of like a shoulder.
Chuck steak or something like that. But even for that price, having 4 steaks there, it's still extremely inexpensive. So those steaks has to be like paper thin. Yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah.
So next thing is you're gonna need you're gonna need a pan. The thing is that I have about 20 pans in my house. 19 of them are dirty.
Did you hear what he just said? I guess he keeps everything nice and clean.
Well, actually 20 of them are dirty.
Where do you keep them?
Number 19 or number 20.
Where?
Here. And I really just clean and use the same pan.
Yeah, you and me both, buddy. Everybody on earth.
But
Thank
we clean
you.
them though.
Yeah.
We clean them right away. You don't leave it, you know, I hope.
Oh my God, I had a roommate that did that. That would leave their pans in the sink. Anyway, rest in peace. So let's keep going.
As with any good steak, what do you eat with the steak? Great question. You eat a potato.
Something's not right. I don't know what it is, but we're gonna find out.
This is how I cook a potato, is I take the fork and I stab the out of the potato and I put the in the microwave.
Just put 20 baked potatoes in the oven and refrigerate the rest, okay? You're welcome.
So you need butter. I don't even know why you do that. I just see other people doing it. So anyway, you put the butter on the pan.
Can you explain, Josh, why we do not put butter on the pan first?
You can't sear and also have butter in the pan immediately because it's gonna burn before you get any color on the steak. It's gonna smell bad. It's gonna smoke up everywhere. It could catch on fire. I've seen it catch on fire before.
This is Worcestershire sauce.
Look, I don't blame him because I can't say that either.
Say it.
I say Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Do you say Worcestershire?
Worcestershire sauce. People know I struggle with this, okay? Don't make me do this.
Of Worcestershire sauce.
They were out of the Kraft Worcestershire sauce, which is like literally like way cheaper. So I had to buy this.
Bro. He literally has the best Worcestershire sauce money can buy.
It's all the same. Who gives a
Perfectly timed.
And also we get lemon pepper. And so
lemon pepper on your steak?
No, that's a meal.
So it's not a big one.
It's very thin.
Yeah, it's just a beef curtain right there.
In Miami, we call it palomilla steak. It's not a tender cut. It's not a great cut. And it's very difficult to cook this medium rare, let's say.
I'm about...
No sound whatsoever. No sound in the pan. I guarantee you, he didn't have the mic next to it, but when he put that in the pan, it probably was like, it sounded like this.
I don't think it's even on. Is it on? Like, is the butter even
melted? Oh, it's
melted?
on. You can see that it's on the knob.
Oh, yeah, okay, got it.
Just, again, 30 seconds or a minute. What is it, bro?
If your pan is not sizzling, you're not doing it right, everybody.
I don't know if we want to double up on steaks today or not. It's fine. If I'm hungry later on, I'll just eat another cookie.
Did he say if he's hungry, he'll eat another cookie? I think we should cook him a steak, Josh.
Yeah, I would love to.
Let us cook you a steak, brother. We would love to do it, okay?
And we'll kiss you.
You'll keep that part for you.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I know your wife. Be careful.
Yeah.
I want to go ahead and take you guys. I'm going to move you a little bit over here. And so you got to shake this bitch up, right? And the reason you do that is because on the back of the bottle it says to do it. And so next thing, go ahead and open this up. And I'll show you guys what we're doing here.
That is
No cursing on my channel,
Oh,
bro.
sorry. That's If I walked in and I saw that, I'd be like, oh my God, and I just like reflex throw it across
Honestly,
the room.
that is a sad steak, everybody. The steak has literally died inside and it's asking for help.
So I put this on the steak. There we go.
No salt, just that seasoning, huh?
I guess it has salt in the seasoning, is my guess.
Yeah.
And this.
Quick note, if you're ever gonna season something, never season it in the pan unless it's only salt. But if it's not, what's gonna happen? It's gonna burn.
100%.
I mean, whatever made it on the steak, I guess may not, but what's in the pan right now, the 85% of it's in the pan?
Yep, I
I'm
agree.
about to see God.
I get steaks medium to medium well at restaurants, but at home, I only cook steaks well done.
It's so wrong that I'm like confused on how to judge it.
Yeah, it's not easy to like be critical because everything is wrong.
Yeah, there's so many layers to what's bad about it, and also like, well, how thick was the steak? Even if you get this medium, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, it no longer is the steak is dead.
Oh man, that's a good ass steak, man.
I mean, you know, to each their own.
I apologize, everybody. That does not look good to me.
This steak was well done, like before it went into the pan.
This is a good quick meal. Now, usually I eat steaks about 6 times a week.
I thought I eat a lot of steaks, and he eats more steaks than me. How many times a week do you eat steaks?
I think steak is a special thing to an extent. So if you eat it all the time, it loses its specialness. But, you know, if it's a nice, thick, juicy steak, you know, a couple times a month.
I agree with you because not everybody eats steaks every day, and whenever you eat steaks, you should treat yourself. You should get something nice.
Should feel
right?
special.
Yeah, it shouldn't be something like that one.
I get steaks, I get potatoes, I get cookies.
His diet is very, very, very nice. Steak, potatoes, cookies. That's it.
Honestly, he's actually surprisingly like in pretty decent shape. I don't know how.
You know, people ask me like, what do you do now that your stream does well and you make money? These paper plates, there's only like 30 of them, and it was like $5.
They're trying to save the planet, man.
So you get the paper plate here. You put the steak right there on the plate.
The steak is so thin you can barely see it.
Yeah.
It's just like, because it's a thin paper plate, right? And despite that, it's disappearing inside the plate as if it were a bowl.
So you put the potato right here also on the plate. And do I have a knife? Oh yeah, I need to get another knife. I'm gonna just cut this open real quick, just so you guys can see what we're all about. And so you cut that potato open.
Wow, it worked.
The microwave does work really well for potatoes.
And so you see this right here. This is what we eat pretty much every day. I'm a simple man. I live a simple life. I like steak and potato.
Whoa, he does what to the potato?
Potato.
It looks like he's gonna give a nice finish here.
And I don't care if it's a cheap steak. It's a good steak. And it's good enough for me.
You enjoy your steak, you cooked it yourself, even though it might not be good enough for me or for Josh or maybe everyone else on the planet, but you enjoyed that steak and you cooked it, man. I give you respect. So what do you think, Josh? I'll love your rating over here.
Are we rating it?
Yes, 1 out of 10. 10 being the best, 1 being the worst.
Okay.
And we got?
A 3.5 out of 10. Now that's much higher than you might have anticipated.
No, that's higher than me.
Here's why I'm giving it a 3.5. Number 1, he cooked it himself. Number 2, he used real ingredients. He didn't use any pre-made mashed potatoes. He didn't use any pre-made sauces. He actually cooked whole ingredients all the way through.
Yes.
And that is the single-handed reason why it is a 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Would you eat it?
If I was held hostage.
Like a prison meal, basically.
Yeah, like a prison meal, but instead of a prison, they're threatening my life.
Guys, you suggested us to watch this video, so we did. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys go check out Josh's channel on the link on the description. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Ooh, I threw up my arm.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, you ready to watch one more time? Let's learn something new.
It's so good. That's amazing. It's cold. It's so freaking cold.
All right, everybody, we are making Dippin' Dots ice cream. Got my brother Nate here. Nate from the internet.
Good to be here.
Is this gonna work?
Oh yeah.
So what is that?
This right here is a doer, which is a special container meant to hold cryogenic liquids. This one is full of liquid nitrogen. All right.
I gotta say, that already looks like a science experiment, everybody.
It does.
Is it okay to stand here? Is it toxic or no?
No, liquid nitrogen is just the condensed version of nitrogen gas, which is in our atmosphere all around us.
Why does it keep boiling, man? That's kind of cool.
So you know the boiling point of water is 212 degrees Fahrenheit, and at that point it goes from a liquid to a gas. Well, the boiling point of liquid nitrogen is negative 320 degrees Fahrenheit. So anything that's warmer than 320 below zero is going to make it boil. But we do have some pretty fun stuff we can do with this liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, what is all this?
Cereals are pretty fun. If you take some of the cereal and you put it in the liquid nitrogen, all of the air inside that puff is going to cool down a lot. And then what we can do is we can take them out, drip off all the liquid nitrogen, and then creates a vapor of just tiny little moisture particles that comes out as that fun vapor.
And there's no dangers whatsoever there.
When you're chewing it, you want to keep it moving around in your mouth because it is still very, very cold. So if you set it on your tongue and just left it there, you'd probably freeze or burn your tongue a little bit.
Oh, no good.
So you just keep it moving and quickly chew it, and you're good.
Move it in my hands and then go in fast?
Don't warm it. Yeah, go right now. There you go. I like doing it with cheese puffs. They're good.
Why?
They're
well. Salty?
And there's so much air in there to cool down, you get like a lot.
Cool, but listen, enough science, let's get to the good stuff. How are we gonna make this happen now though?
You know, first we need to have it be a liquid. So let's melt these down.
Ooh, that's kind of melty already. They'd say we want this as a liquid. Let's go.
So all we have to do is drip the liquid into the liquid nitrogen and we should start getting our Dippin' Dots.
How come some are floating and some are sinking to the bottom?
I think they float at first, and then as they cool down, they sink. It's the gas nitrogen around it that's keeping it lifted. But then once it cools down enough, it's just touching the liquid nitrogen and falls back down in.
Got it. Is this literally how they do it in the real store where you pay a lot of money for? Because it would be pretty inefficient one person squeezing the bottle all day long. You know what I'm saying, everybody? Maybe that's why it costs so much. There you go, everybody. McDonald's McFlurry Dippin' Dots ice cream. It is incredible, everybody, how well it works and how easy it is to make this.
I think we can go even better though.
Really? Is there a faster way? Because the only problem I see is squeezing little by little is...
Yes, there is. I think we have something that can speed this up even a bit more.
Let's do that.
What is this contraption?
This little device is invented for making molecular gastronomy spherification. And so it lets us fill the syringe and then drip it out through these little points at the bottom so you can do a bunch of drips at once.
I like that idea. Let's see how much more you're gonna speed up the process. Now that is way faster. And that is what we call science.
Yes, science!
Nate is working on that. We're gonna go ahead and finish these other flavors because we wanna taste it and see if the texture is similar to Dippin' Dots. Is this good? Oh, wow. It's real good. It's so good.
That's amazing.
It's cold. It's so freaking cold. Yo, this turned out fantastic, Nate. It is literally Dippin' Dots.
We nailed it, I think. This is
Look at that. That is amazing.
Warm up.
Easy to make, as long as you have liquid nitrogen available and you have Nate. Without Nate, not gonna work.
Yes, I am magic and made it work.
Thank you for coming, Nate. I appreciate it, brother. You're the man.
Thank you so much for having me.
Guys, check out Nate's channel. The link in the description down below. He's a great friend. This has been an awesome experience. I hope you guys get to try it. And in case you don't want to make it, you still can buy it. You're just going to pay a lot of money for it. As a matter of fact, wait, buying the liquid nitrogen is not cheap.
It's more expensive for you than when I get liquid nitrogen, it costs like a third as much as you pay.
Yo, that's $100, everybody. A little bit like this. That's a lot of money.
It's the experience.
That's what matters. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.